So in this video I'm going to be talking about my plants, what kind of plants I have in my garden, and how I take care of them. So stay tuned for that. I think I'd be here for too long if I explained what each plant means to me and how I use them, so I think I'm just going to keep that off of this video and just explain what plants I own. This plant is called a geranium, and I left this sad little flower on here just to show you what it would kind of look like, but they have all kind of died off before I could film the video. I have red and pink variations of geranium, and I have cut off all of the flowers except for this one, and I'm in the process of drying them. This is my sage plant. It's just common sage, but I like to dry it for cleansing purposes. This sage has been around for a while. I've taken so many cuttings off of it already, but I'm kind of just testing it to see how big these leaves can get by, I don't know, December. So this plant is my marigold flower plant. Right now it's in its leafing stage. I have yet to see any flower bulbs, but I had just started this plant. A month ago I planted them and they turned out really strong and really healthy. Kind of looks like little palm trees. It's really hard to film, so I'm sorry. This really sucks. This is my big leaf parsley, and it's growing really well. It's growing kind of, if you can see, it's like a globe shape. Hopefully it stays like that because we do have some new roots. But yeah, this is my parsley. I also have something random just growing inside of it. I don't know if you can see that. There's a new seedling there. I didn't sprinkle any seeds inside. I don't think it's a parsley seedling because they didn't look like that when they first started out, but hopefully it grows old enough that I can see what it is. If not, I have a little friend for the equinox, so that's pretty cool. This is my globette basil plant. It's grown so big. I actually grew this from seed in the springtime. I actually grew it on the spring equinox, so it's been a full 2 equinoxes ago since I planted it, and it's already so big. I am so happy with how it is turning out. I've been cutting off all of the flowers on this one. I do have a smaller one behind me that I am keeping the flowers on. I decided to keep the flowers because I was trying to get some natural seeds. This one is my thyme plant. It's just straight up thyme. There's no, it's just like the most common thyme. This one likes to hold on to me. I feel like when you separate its leaves, it's kind of like, so yeah, that's my thyme plant. It is great in the kitchen. So this is my mugwort. It's growing really well, actually. It's formed kind of like a spiral shape in the container, which is surprising. I've actually had to put in like little straws to hold it up, but it's been growing like a weed. If I wanted to, I could propagate it, but I just really like the way it's shaped right now, and it's really loving the grow lights, so I feel like I'm just gonna keep it growing. I might harvest a bit of it, but it really doesn't need it. It's quite good on its own. This plant is my oregano. It's probably one of the smallest herbs that I own right now, but I just love how it's flowing out of the container like this. I feel like it is a bit squished in its container right now, so I might have to propagate. I think I am actually gonna do that today because I do have a lot of soil that I can use, and I feel like it's time for a change. Even though this pot is pretty large, I feel like it's slightly squished in there. So yeah, this is actually Greek oregano. I don't think I mentioned that before. So this is my lemon balm, and I feel like it's growing really well in its container right now. I'm really happy with the growth so far. I think this is about 1 month of growth. In this pot, it might be kind of hard to see, but I have Majoram and a variation of yellow geranium. So I'm probably gonna have to separate these eventually, but for now they live together. So this pot here is filled with allium. I'm very excited to see how they blossom. I feel like it'll take a while. I think I won't get flowers until springtime. The patience will be worthwhile because this plant is extremely valuable. You can eat it. Now in this pot, I didn't really get much growth in here. I have one mint seedling and one rue seedling. They're both different types of spices, but I only got one of each, and I planted multiple seeds in here, so it's kind of surprising that I only got one of each. This is a DIY greenhouse. I have seedlings in here, and they're protected by saran wrap and a ponytail. So they're actually growing quite well under here. Despite how janky it looks, it actually grows stuff. So as long as it's doing the job, I think it's totally fine. But we got some good growth in there. This plant is self-heal. I have 3 little sprigs of lemongrass so far, but I feel like they'll grow into really strong ones in this pot. Lemongrass, you can't really see it, but it's there. I use this propagation farm to harvest from. These succulents have all kind of grown weird and I don't need them anymore, so I keep them in here by the windowsill. So my grandma gave me this teacup and I thought it would be perfect to put some succulents in, so I made a little succulent garden. I put about this much perlite in here and then the rest is soil so it doesn't get moldy. I feel like that's the #1 thing with succulents is they get moldy really quick. So these ones actually have been doing really well. I have a couple variations in here and I'll insert some photos of them too because they're so cute. So here's a couple more succulents I have. I also have this random seedling growing in here for some reason. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm curious to see what accidentally grew in here. I have very tiny marshmallow seedlings in here. This is the marshmallow flower, which you can also get marshmallow extract out of to make marshmallows, which is very cool. They're a white flower with little purple on the inside, so I'm not going to be getting marshmallow extract anytime soon, but I do look forward to it when the time comes. And here is the last seedling that I have. It's the POWDERPUFF ASTER. It's gonna be really nice flowers when it's ready to go. So I have 3 of these plants, but I only took one of them down to show you. This is the volcano sage. The leaves are a beautiful, like, dark green, purpley color. Picked up this plant. It was on clearance at Home Depot. It's called the friendship plant and I thought it was so cute that I bought 2 of them. It really resembles my other ZEBRINA plant, but it's very small and compact. I really like it and I just transplanted it into this terracotta pot so I could just leave it on my altar and have it stay there without having to worry about mold. One of my favorite houseplants. I definitely recommend it if you have low light situation, like a west facing window, north facing window. If you don't have any windows, I feel like just fluorescent lighting will be fine for this. I've had no issues with just leaving it on my altar beside my fluorescents, so. So this is my ZEBRINA plant. It's beautiful. It has green and silver leaves with like purple undersides. So they're very nice. It's hard to get them on camera, but if you want to see more plant videos, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk about them more, but this was just a brief introduction to my plants and my garden, so I hope you liked it. 100% of them get used by either me, my friends, or my family. I like to give a lot of my plants away. I've also given away like succulent containers to friends. So I just looked back at the footage and I forgot to videotape some of my plants, but I'll just insert some photos of them here. So yeah, I hope you liked my video. That was all of my plants, and I'll see you next time. I think I got lip gloss on you, I'm sorry. So this giant thing is, it just whacked me in the face. I forgot to turn off my alarm. It smells like wet terracotta. I wonder why.